Hi, everyone, and welcome to your Week 24 U.S. History launch. And we're going to continue our discussion of the Civil War and the Civil War Art Project. So this would be a sample of some Civil War art. Okay, if you're confused about where you should be, make sure you're looking at your year view. The goal is that everything to the left of this vertical blue line is turned green at this point. That would mean that you're on pace. If you're somebody who just joined the course, you want to make sure that you know that you do not have to complete everything to the left. You should have been exempt from a lot of things because you're not expected to go back and do everything. So right now we are approaching the halfway point of this Civil War art project, and you should have finished the early 1800s in the South focus area and at least be starting to try to master the abolishing slavery focus area. Make sure you're asking for help. If you're somebody who is new to the summit and confused by the layout, or maybe you're somebody who's been in the summit all year and you're still confused by it, that's okay. You just have to let us know. We don't know that you need help until you ask for it, and we don't know exactly what you need help with. So make sure you can send me a Hangout or an email. That's definitely the fastest way to get a response. You can also call me at the number listed, and that's my direct extension. We can schedule a Zoom virtual meeting if you're somebody who would prefer that and we kind of see each other and you can see me explain something or share my screen or you share your screen. It's a good way to walk through so I can actually give you some good support. You could also attend a learning lab that we have on Mondays and Thursdays here at the building from 1 to 3. And our newest feature and our newest way to get help is the CPDLF Help Desk Chat, which we will talk about. That would be for those of you that work in the evening and you might run into a little snag and you're not sure what to do, but your teachers all go home at 4 o'clock and you can't get in touch with your learning guide until the next day. Now, between the hours of 5 and 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 5 and 7 p.m. on Fridays, you can go to the link. It's posted in the About page of the Google Classrooms, and just click on that link. It might show up like it's a blank white page, but you want to focus on the bottom right corner. You'll see this little green chat box come up that says, ask us a question. And on the other end of that chat will be a CPDLF staff member. So it might be Mrs. Pincheri or Mr. Burns or Mr. Rogers, but somebody will be there to help you for those hours. So definitely a nice way to get help in the evening.
When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah, we'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah. Well, the men will cheer, the boys will shout, the ladies they will all turn out, and we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home.
All right, so this one I just wanted to share a little bit of my personal history, and it kind of ties in with the lesson. So the man listed here is Jacob Hughes, and he's actually my third great-grandfather. I'm really into doing my genealogy and my ancestry and seeing where I came from. And so this was actually, he's in his army attire from the Civil War. So you can see this is his record of burial, and it says he was a veteran of the Civil War, and he's actually buried in Bellwood, Pennsylvania. So just kind of neat, and that it does the Civil War, you think automatically, like you kind of think of the South, and it's something that there's a lot of soldiers from Blair County, especially, and all over Pennsylvania. And some of the biggest, most major battles ever fought were fought in Pennsylvania. So something cool. We are discussing checkpoint 3 this week. If you are somebody who has not started the project, you can go back to week 22 and week 23, watch those videos again, and get some feedback on the first and second checkpoints. This week, we're moving on to the third checkpoint, and your essential question that you'll be answering is one of the two. What were each side's, meaning the North and South, what were each side's advantages and disadvantages prior to and during the war? And then the second question, if you choose to answer, is what led to the Union's victory? And you want to make sure that over to the right side of the screen, this is where you get those resources. You want to click on this and use the links that are available to you. So you want to make sure that you're having a topic sentence and at least 2 pieces of evidence from these documents. Make sure that you're also using more than one source. Anytime you're trying to build an argument and prove a point, you don't just want to rely solely on one piece of evidence or one source. You want to make sure that you have at least 2 sources. So 2 quotes from 2 different sources is your best way to go. I also want you guys to be creative. So in addition to doing that written part, you also need to, this is a Civil War art project, so you also have to do a drawing, a poem, a song, a letter, a collage, a video, anything that you think is creative that can that ties in with what you demonstrated in that paragraph. Some of you are doing collages, which is good. Again, you want to make sure you're using preferably Google Drawings, and that way you can kind of be creative in there. I don't want to see you doing collages for every single one, because that's really not that difficult to go onto the internet and find some pictures and paste them somewhere else. So I do want to see you trying to be creative, think outside the box. You don't have to be the best artist in the world to try a drawing, but I'd like to see some creativity in this. So make sure you're not just submitting collages every time, because I'm going to ask that you do something different. Well, there are new features in the summit, and I want you to see what it looks like on the teacher's end whenever you guys request a content assessment. It comes up and we have the ability to deny or approve a content assessment. So this information tells us that this student attempted this one 3 other times, so this would be his 4th time. And it's also telling us that they haven't clicked on any resources in the playlist since the last time they requested the content assessment. So when I see these, I've been denying them and trying to send a message to let you know why I denied it. The summit is, the point is not to see how good you are at guessing at multiple choice questions. We want to see that you're learning how to learn. So it's okay if you don't pass something on the first time, but now you need to think, okay, how can I learn this better? What do I need to do? So you need to make sure that if you don't pass it, you're going back into the playlist, opening up some more resources, taking better notes, and trying again. So if we see that you haven't clicked on anything, you're more than likely going to be denied. We have a Summit Learning Lab coming up on Wednesday, February 7th. I think this is actually a video from our last Summit Learning Lab in December, I'm pretty sure. It's at 1 to 3 p.m. at the building. You can also attend virtually. And our theme for this time is the plan of attack. So thinking of the most rational way to kind of work your way through, from the diagnostic assessment to the playlist to the content assessment, while also making sure that you're not just doing random focus areas, you're working on the focus areas that align with the projects. So we just want to make sure you guys are aware of the most practical way to get through the summit. Week 24 runs from February 7th through February 13th. And you should be working on the abolishing slavery focus area, as well as attempting to submit checkpoint 3 of the Civil War art project. Your challenge for this week is to try to complete the early America, geography, and culture focus area. The reason it's a challenge is because it's an additional focus area. It's not required, but consider it extra credit. So it's a nice way to try to go in, challenge yourself, and raise your grade. And your reflection question for this week is, what is the topic of the project discussed in this launch video? So in a private comment, go in and answer this question. All right, if you need anything, please reach out. Have a good one.